And good afternoon. Welcome out to Woodland Park, where we have the second match of our local U.S. Amateur Match Play Championship bracket. Today we have Ben Kelley facing off against Cameron Honeycutt. Competitors are at the tee, and we'll join them live here in just a minute. Stay tuned. All right, we're live at the first tee. Looks like Ben Kelley will be teeing off first on this par 4. Well, he has a great backhand shot there. It's going a little left.
Yeah, a little left. Might be cut off. Should have a backhand hyzer to the basket.
Joined here by Drake Abernathy. And Drake, great to have you out here today.
I appreciate it, John.
And here's Cameron Honeycutt with his tee shot here at hole 1. And he also has a backhand shot. He's taking out a little farther right, but it's going to hyzer back nicely to the left.
Yeah, good safe play.
A little breezy here today, so that
tailwind.
Nice. Yep. So that kind of helped him break a little harder to the left there at the end. And like we saw this morning in the broadcast, the hole 1 basket is in the alternate position, so it's a little shorter than normal and also to the left. What are your thoughts on that pin placement, Drake?
Well, it definitely opens up the opportunity for a 2 if you get a good smash on it. I think both these guys are a little bit further out, though. Not necessarily putting.
Yeah, I'd say for most players out here, you're just setting yourself up for an approach shot in there. And then the guys with the big arms, yeah, definitely they're going to park it and maybe get 2 on this hole. But 3 is really what you're aiming for, I'd say, for most of our players in the match play competition.
Yeah, everybody in the match play should get at least a 3 on it.
It is an amateur match play championship, so I mean, if it was a pro championship, yeah, you better be parking this. All right, so here's Ben Kelley with his second shot. Looks like he stayed.
Yeah, he's got plenty of distance off the tall stuff there.
All right, he kept it low.
He leaked it wide.
Yeah, he's gonna have a little bit of work there for that third shot back to the basket. Like you said, we still have that tailwind. It's blowing pretty steadily behind us, probably just under 10 miles an hour if I had to guess. So it's enough to have an effect on the discs here this afternoon.
Yeah. Do you have any favorites in this match, John?
Not really. I mean, we've had this COVID-19 shutdown, so a lot of people have not played.
Exactly. Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Here's Cameron Honeycutt with his second shot, hole 1.
Oh, he kind of weak armed it.
His one a little high there. So.
Yeah, he's within 30 feet though.
Yeah, I'd say he has a really good shot at getting a 3. But yeah, back to your question. Yeah, a lot of people have not played in well over a month, so there's really no time. It's a real toss-up for a lot of these guys. I think.
And Ben Kelley has a baby on the way. Is that correct?
Yeah, I believe I did hear that. So congratulations to Ben.
Probably has a little bit less time than even Cameron right now.
Here's Ben Kelley with his third shot. He needs to make this. It's up, hits the band, so good attempt. Cameron Honeycutt with the opportunity here to take the early lead. Let's see if he can do it.
Cameron has a left or right wind here now.
And
Ooh,
it hits the
spits
chain,
out.
spits out.
Left side for him.
I think
left
that was
side.
the wind there, Drake.
I don't know. He was a little left side. He was probably playing on that wind some.
Yeah, that unfortunate for him, but both competitors get a 4 on hole 1. It's a push, and we're all square. See you at hole 2 in just a minute. We're back hole 2, 275 feet uphill. Ben Kelley has the tee. And looks like he's a little short, cut a little left there.
Yeah,
Drake.
got it a little high, Looked like he was throwing a mid-range there too.
And Cameron Honeycutt with a clean release there, backhand. It looks like it has the distance, and it was a great shot there, Drake.
Yeah, that was a lot better.
Yeah, it looks like he is just to the left of the basket. I'd say he's within 10-15 feet. Should be a great look at a birdie.
Yeah, I think Ben sawed his off a little bit. I think he'll be cut off by the tree a little bit.
You can see some caddies here today for both competitors. Ben has his brother Grant, who's also competing in this match play local bracket at Woodland Park. And then I believe that's A.V. Franklin, who's caddying for Cameron Honeycutt. So glad they're all out here enjoying this beautiful day with the rest of us. If it's anything like the match this morning, then it'll be a real treat, especially when the weather's like this. Okay, Ben Kelley now with his second shot, hole 2. And he
Made it. Yeah.
sinks it right into the chains. Great shot there by Ben Kelley.
Yeah, I think he was a little bit lucky. He sawed it off enough where he had an open look at the basket.
Yeah, he had to make that. So this is a good range for Cameron Honeycutt. The pressure's on. It's low, so Ben Kelley will take that hole with a 2. So Ben Kelley 1 up through 2. We'll see everyone at hole 3 in just a minute. All right, here's Ben Kelley, hole 3. He's now 1 up. This is a par 4, 560 feet uphill to the basket. he gets a good clean release, keeps it rather low, which helped him with the wind there. He didn't get pushed into the woods. A little bit of a right to left crosswind, it feels like.
It'll be tough to get it to the basket from there, but he might be able to do it.
Here's Cameron Honeycutt, checks the wind, and he's ready to tee off. He also keeps it low, and it went really far. He's up there past the short tee, it looks like, on the left side of the fairway. So great spot for both of these guys starting off this third hole in our round of 16 match.
Now, John, match play has a lot to do with keeping your emotions under control. Would you agree?
Yeah, I would definitely agree with that. We saw this morning quite a roller coaster ride, a lot of lead changes, and really could have gone either way, but I'd say both of them kept their cool. They didn't let the highs get to them too much or the lows either. So I'd say it's definitely a key. Just keep playing, keep a level head, and play smart, hit the accelerator when you need to.
Which one of these players would you say is more emotionally sound?
I do not know the answer to that question. So, all right. Looks like Ben Kelley's up first. Here's his second shot. And he releases it. It was a little high there, but it just stayed under the branches. So he'll be set up for a nice approach shot. Looks like he'll be shooting for a 4 here. Let's see what Cameron Honeycutt can do here on his second shot, hole 3. Nice forehand turnover there. It's breaking out, but he's going to be a little short too.
Yeah, a little short. The wind was good for that sidearm flex there.
Yeah, and he's set up nicely for an approach. So it looks like they're both going to be just trying to tap out here with a 4 and move on.
One thing I've noticed in the first 2 holes, Ben Kelley is quick to pull the trigger on his putt. He hasn't lined up his putt as much. Cameron taking a little bit more time, but I was gonna say it seems like Ben's doing a little bit better job putting right now.
Yeah, you wonder with the quarantines and social distancing, all of that we've had for the last month or two. Some guys have spent that time working on their putt extensively, and I wonder if Ben Kelley kind of changed his routine at all, or maybe he's just putting blind here today, and that's just how he's doing it, and it's working. So here he is with his third shot, hole 3. All right, great approach shot there. Ben Kelley should be able to tap it right out.
Yep, that will do.
Yeah, and you might hear the music in the background. We do have Cinco de Mayo here on the horizon. I don't think people will be doing too much partying this year though, Drake.
I might. We'll see.
All right, here's Cameron Honeycutt. Third shot, hole 3. He had the distance, but it was a little low, so.
Yeah, I'm surprised he didn't try to stretch out more there to get around that tree.
Drake, you can see the alternate pin position that's now on the ground here to the left, up in that corner. What do you think about that? Oh, wow.
Wow, yeah.
Never mind, that was spit out right side chains for Ben Kelley. Cameron Honeycutt, he's in.
Yeah.
So we're back to all square here through 3. We'll talk about that pin here in just a minute. For now, let's move on to hole 4. See y'all in just a minute. just saw Cameron Honeycutt win hole 3. Match is now all square going into hole 4. And this is a dogleg right. Honeycutt has the tee. And a strong forehand shot there off the tee, Drake. Looks like he made it up to the dogleg bend. Couldn't see how far in it went, but
yeah, it looks like it's sitting right in the middle.
Ben Kelley also going with the forehand, but it's a little right of the fairway, so he's into the rough.
Yeah, probably the worst place to be on the course.
Yeah, that's a tough spot to be.
That is thick. He might be able to stretch out, lay up to the dog leg. He was on the left side of it, but we'll see. Back to that alternate pin placement. I think, I haven't got to play it, but I'm guessing it's going to change the second shot up a little bit. Probably, if you got a good sidearm, it's probably not a bad position for you.
Yeah, I mean, it's a little, I'll pan over to that for our viewers at home. It's kind of back in the corner. You'll have the tree line to the left and the tree line long to contend with. Not quite as thick as this rough that the guys are having to hunt through right now for Ben Kelley's disc, but still, you do not want to end up back in that corner if you're going to 3 alternate in the future. All right, looks like Ben Kelley did find his disc, and where is option he's looking at here, Drake?
Yeah, I'm guessing he's going to put his left foot behind the disc, stretch out, and just lay up to the bend.
All right, yeah, if he can just make it to the dogleg bend there, that would be phenomenal from this position. So here's Ben Kelley's second shot, hole 4. And just a nice routine throw. It looks like he's maybe just slightly shy of a straight line.
Yeah, for the most part, he did what he had to do.
Yeah, I think he can work with that though. Especially he's a strong forehand player, and he's gonna have a little bit of a flight path to the right. I'm thinking to get to the basket, but we'll see when we get up here. This basket is in the alternate position, so it's a little farther back in the woods, or it's back in the woods than what compared to what we're used to. So there's a tricky entry in there, right, Drake?
Yeah, I think the best play to it is a backhand turnover if you got it. But I was gonna say it'll be interesting to see what these guys do.
Here's Ben Kelley with his third shot, hole 4. It looks like he was going for a little bit of a backhand turnover. Looked like maybe it was going to stay in the fairway near where the other basket position typically is.
I would agree.
We'll see. Okay. Honeycutt's discussing it with his caddy right now, A.V. Franklin. And let's see if we can get you all a shot here.
I'm lining up a forehand flex here.
Honeycutt goes with the forehand there. Hits a tree, a little short, but he'll be set up very nicely for that third shot.
Just a little bit closer than Ben.
And Ben Kelley, he did end up close to the other basket position, so he'd be tapping out for a par. In that case, you still do have a look into the basket, which I'm guessing he's going to have to be aggressive here, Drake.
Yeah, and I think it's a pretty safe run. You got trees behind it. That'll stop you if you do miss.
And with it being match play, you know, if you end up getting an 8, who cares? I mean, because you just lose one hole, as opposed to multiple strokes. So nothing to lose by being aggressive here for Ben Kelley. had the
hazards
distance,
left.
but yeah, it broke pretty hard left for him there. So Cameron Honeycutt has a great opportunity to go up by 1. Here he is with his 3rd shot, hole 4.
He fades a little bit left as well.
Yeah, missed just a little left. Looked like it might have had the distance there, but if he taps this in, he still takes the hole.
Both these guys, I think they have a little bit of commitment issues.
All right. Looks like he's going to let Ben Kelley putt out. All right, Ben Kelley's in. Cameron Honeycutt steps up. And routine tap in. Honeycutt wins hole 4. He is now 1 up. We'll be at hole 5 in just a minute. Back hole 5, par 3, 240 feet. Cameron Honeycutt is 1 up. He has the tee. He goes with the forehand. It's a little left on the fairway, but still had decent distance considering the branches it hit, Drake.
Yeah, I thought he'd do more of a flip up there.
And here's Ben Kelley. And he's going with the backhand, but he hits a tree on the right side.
Yeah.
Pretty fortunate to get back in the fairway there.
Yeah, I was gonna say it would have been a good shot if he was, what, three feet to the left.
Yeah.
Probably would have been underneath the pin. But just
It's tricky. That's good for him that he's back to the left, because you end up right of the fairway in the rough here. It is not fun.
yeah,
There's
I was
not
gonna
much
say,
to do over that direction. Left side's much better if you're going to err one way or the other. So looks like they'll both be just trying to get an excellent approach shot here and salvage a 3. So Ben Kelley with his second shot, hole 5.
wow.
And he pulled it just a little bit right there.
Yeah, that was.
Hit a tree again, and he's still just short of Honeycutt's drive.
Yeah,
so.
I don't think that's what he meant to do.
No. All right, so Ben Kelley with his third shot now, hole 5. And he gives it enough, and it's in. Great shot there from 70 feet out.
Well, he definitely had to give it a go.
That was
Because
incredible.
Cameron should at least get a 3 here.
Yeah, so Cameron Honeycutt has 2 shots now to try to push this hole.
Oh.
He gives it a run. It was getting pretty close there, Drake. But
2 very good putts.
yeah, I think.
What are you thinking? 70 feet? 80 maybe?
Yeah, it's somewhere between 70 and 80. It was quite a ways out, so that was phenomenal by Ben Kelley to have a shot at pushing this hole. It was not looking good there, was it, Drake?
Yeah, it was. Cameron could have just laid up if Ben would have missed that. So, good job on Ben's part.
And Honeycutt just sneaks it in. Both competitors with a 3. Hole 5's a push. Honeycutt's 1 up. Will be a hole 6 in just a minute. We're back, hole 6. It's a par 3, 355 feet downhill, and the road on the right is out of bounds. So Cameron Honeycutt still has the tee. He's just selecting his disc back there with his caddy. And here he goes. He's doing a big backhand hyzer there out to the right. Has some great distance on it, but still a little short. He'll have a look at a 2 there from maybe 20 feet out. So here's Ben Kelley, tee shot, hole 6.
And that's going left. Left,
Yeah,
left. In the woods, left.
Well, you can see there's some wind down there. This hole is notorious for that. Tree line opens up quite a bit down there to the right near the shelter, and if you have any sort of right to left crosswind with a hyzer
and
to the
you
left.
throw a driver, it's gonna go left.
Oh yeah. So we
Sometimes
saw that
it's a
happen
better
there.
decision to disc down there, John.
Yeah. Or you just don't want it to flip either. That's the other thing with that OB road on the right.
Yeah.
And both of them did a great job of staying in bounds. Both are in play here. So for Ben Kelley, it's going to be really rough to get that 2. He's probably playing for a 3 if we're realistic here, Drake.
Yeah, he might be able to get underneath the bushes there and throw out to underneath the basket.
But we just saw him hole out from 75 feet though, so
yeah,
there's no telling.
You definitely can't count Ben Kelley out.
So anything can happen.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I remember in the last match play that he hit a pretty far putt. I think was it for the win as well on hole 1? It was about 60 feet.
Yeah, both Ben and his brother Grant have hit some consistently hit miraculous putts here in these match play competitions. Just stuff you would not normally expect to see, and so we'll see if he has another one in his bag either now or later in this match. Here's Ben Kelley, second shot, hole 6. And he gets it within the circle there, so.
Yeah, probably wanted to be a little bit closer, but that should do.
And here's Honeycutt with his second shot, hole 6. Opportunity to take this hole and go 2 up. But it's a little low.
Yeah.
So it looks like now Ben Kelley.
I feel like those downhill putts, when you're a spin putter, like Honeycutt is, I feel like they're a little bit more difficult than somebody who push putts, like Ben.
So Ben Kelley's in for the 3, and Cameron Honeycutt walks up to drop his disc in for the 3. And hole 6 is a push. Honeycutt's 1 up through 6. We'll be at hole 7 in just a minute. Hole 7, Honeycutt has the tee. He's 1 up. So the nice forehand shot there, Drake.
Yeah, real smooth.
Hits a tree. It rolled a little bit behind the tree, so I have a little bit of work to do. Still a makeable 2. Here's Ben Kelley. He also goes with a forehand drive. And he hits the tree. He'll have a straddle putt, I'd say, around that tree for a 2. So
yeah, both gentlemen got off the tee well.
And this is one of those tee shots that it looks really easy when you're up there, but it's a little more technical than you might think at first, right, Drake?
Yeah, I was gonna say it's easy to clip one of the trees we're coming up to now, or even the first 2. I've seen people do that before.
In this match play competition, you really need to get a 2 on this. I'd say 75% of the guys are probably going to be getting birdies on this hole, at least one of them on the card.
Yeah, most of the time it's you're getting a 2 or you're stuck close to the short pad from hitting one of those screws.
All right, looks like Honeycutt is out, so I believe he'll be attempting his birdie putt first. So here he is, hole 7. And routinely in, Ben Kelley steps up to push this hole. And he does that. Hole 7's a push. We'll be at hole 8 in just a minute. Back hole 8, Honeycutt has the tee. Goes with a backhand shot there out of the road. It was gliding way up there. He's long and into the woods.
Deep in the woods. It's going to be a straddle.
So Ben Kelley with an opportunity here if he can execute this drive. He takes it out right.
Yeah.
He's going to try to hyzer it in hard, left
should
to
be
the
pretty
basket. It's
good.
looking really close and just a little short there,
Yeah,
but
I'm
he'll have a
thinking
look
about
at it
10
too.
feet, yeah.
So great opportunity here for Ben Kelley to try to get this match back to all square. Well, Drake, as we're approaching the end of this first half of the course, what have been your thoughts in this match so far, from what you've seen from these two guys?
Well, right now both guys are playing good. I just feel like Ben Kelley, he's made some good putts, but I feel like he could slow down on his putting a little bit. That's the advice I would give to him. And I was gonna say Cameron, he's missed a couple of short putts, but he's been taking more time. I think most of the nerves are getting out now, so it might have had something to do with that. So basically, just keep on playing.
Yeah, like you said, nerves have probably calmed down by this point. Getting that quarantine rust knocked off. I'm not sure how much disc golf these guys have played over the last month or two, but I'm guessing probably not a whole lot. But I'd expect to see a pretty exciting finish here as we head toward the back nine. All right, here's Cameron Honeycutt. I
At
think
a little bit of a disadvantage.
He's way back there in the
weeds. He doesn't have that long
weeds.
legs. He can't stretch out like a taller player could.
So he's back there in the weeds somewhere, and we'll see what he can do here with his second shot. And he got it out. He's in great position there for his third shot.
He did what he could do.
All right, Ben Kelley now. Opportunity to get a birdie and take this hole to get this match back to all square. But it hits right side change, Drake.
Yeah,
Kicks
that's
out.
right side
So
change.
yeah, we've seen tough breaks on the putting here. Honeycutt in for the 3, and Kelley will tap out 2. And hole 8 is going to be a push.
Take your
Cameron
time,
Honeycutt.
Ben. Take your time.
Cameron Honeycutt 1 up, heading to 9. We'll see you there in a minute. We're back, hole 9. Cameron Honeycutt has the tee. He's still 1 up.
Yeah, looks like he's going to go for a forehand flex here. Nope, backhand. Changed my mind. Should probably be a forehand flex.
And he gets it up there in the hill. Wind's kicking it a little bit. Gets a little bit of a slide. He's going to have some work to do with this second shot. All right, here's Ben Kelley. Tee shot, hole 9. 247 feet up the hill. He's going with that forehand flex shot, Drake.
Yeah. Sounds like Cameron Honeycutt says he used to throw the forehand flicks when he had his wraith, but I guess he lost it at some point.
Well, it looks like Ben Kelley got it within, definitely within circle 2, I'd say. So so he'll have a little bit of a look. We'll see when we get up here. That tree was blocking my view. I don't know if you saw.
I couldn't see exactly where it landed, but it might have been a little high, might have leaked out a little bit, but he should be decent enough. He should have a look at a putt.
Great. And Honeycutt, it's going to be tough for him to have a solid look at the basket from what I saw, but you never know, Drake. A lot of gaps up on both sides of the fairway on this hole.
There's an opening there, but more than likely it'd be a hyzer putt, not looking directly at the basket.
Like you said, Honeycutt, he seems to be pretty good at a spin putt, so if he does have that line, he can just zip it right in there maybe. See the alternate pin position up there to the hill and a little bit left. That's going to definitely add a little more challenge to this hole. All right, here's Cameron Honeycutt with his second shot.
He's actually in a decent gap, I feel like.
Yeah, I think he's going to have a good look at it. So actually it looks like Ben Kelley's out. So here goes Ben Kelley, second shot, hole 9. And he drains it dead center in the chains. And Honeycutt to push this hole and keep the lead.
He's straddle putting, so he must have, looks like maybe a small limb in the way. Wow.
And he had the distance just a little low. So Ben Kelley wins hole 9, and we are now all square through 9. We'll start the back 9 with you on 10 in just a minute. We're back hole 10. Ben Kelley just teed off. Match is all square, but it was a little low, a little left.
I parked it. You missed that? Under the basket. It might have got a weird roll, but
with his mini.
Yeah, that's my mini.
Right, here's Cameron Honeycutt with his tee shot, hole 10. And he goes with that forehand shot, Drake, and hits a tree, but I think he'll have a pretty good lane toward the basket from there. We'll have to see. I feel like people are still really learning this alternate.
Yeah, I was going to say,
placement.
Cameron, there, you really got to push it out on the straight line. You want it to fade, so it seems like you take a little bit off on your sidearm, but the best thing to do is fully commit down the middle. It opens up a lot more than cutting it before this tree and fading down the hill.
Yeah, and let's see, Ben Kelley is, did he make it past these trees? Looks like he did, so that's really good for him. I see it down there now. He's actually gonna have somewhat of an angle to get back in the fairway and toward this basket, Drake, so that's a good break for Ben Kelley.
Yeah, I don't see his disc quite yet. He might be stuck on it under one of these trees.
With his forehand, I think he'll be able to salvage it pretty nicely.
Yeah, is he going to do a forehand roller here? Or forehand flex?
Here's Ben Kelley with his second shot.
Quite under the basket.
Hole 10. Goes with a forehand flex, gets around the trees nicely there, and he is out.
Yeah, that's about as good as you can ask for from where he was at.
So he's set up nicely to try to get his third shot in under the basket and escape with the par. Here's Honeycutt with his second shot, hole 10. Goes with a forehand shot there. And he is just short of the basket.
Yeah, probably another straddle putt for him. Last hole it didn't work out, but we'll see if he can get it this time.
Yeah, I think with the straddle, he's definitely going to have a good look to get the three.
He should be able to get into the opening and have a look at the basket at least.
Road just long is out of bounds, so that's the other thing that comes into play with these approach shots. I would imagine Ben Kelley's probably going to have a little bit of finesse on this one to try to keep it in bounds and away from these trees, Drake.
Yeah, we'll see what gap he goes for.
All right, so just a little chip shot here around the trees for Kelley. Let's see what disc he chooses. Looks like he's throwing Prodigy Drake, so we'll see what happens. And hits a tree, kicks pretty hard right there. I think he'll be within 20 feet for his par putt.
Yeah, his caddy just said hit the tree, they're close enough, you'll make the putt from there. So I think that's what he did.
All right, well he executed to a tee then. All right, Honeycutt now with his attempt.
Right into this crap, yeah.
That was really good.
But it's a little right.
Yep.
So he'll be just trying to salvage this 4 here and get this hole to a push. With Honeycutt and Kelley tap in for 4s. Hole 10 is a push. We're all square, heading to hole 11. All right, we're back hole 11 in the alternate position. Ben Kelley has the tee. We're all square. And it looked like he got a little left of where he...
And John, I don't know if you watched the same play I did, but Cameron Honeycutt did the exact same thing Ben did.
I think I was distracted by the
Yeah.
technical glitch,
Yeah.
so I was just trying to sugarcoat it, maybe, right? So.
Yeah, Ben Kelley came over to us and said that's exactly what you want to do. Is you want to throw, hit the tree, and if you do, you're a good player. And both of them did that.
Here's looks like Honeycutt's gonna try his approach shot too here on hole 11. He goes with a sharp forehand shot, hits a tree drake, and he's going to be well short of a putt there.
Yeah, neither one of the players are having too much luck on this hole.
In this alternate pin position, it's definitely a different look, isn't it, Drake?
Yeah, it makes the hole a lot harder if you ask me.
A lot more elevation comes into play, but
Guarded by a lot of trees over the hill.
here's Ben Kelley with his third shot, hole 11.
Cannot decide whether he wants to throw forehand or backhand.
He goes with the backhand, but it's low, and the
Yeah.
grass is a little high now, so it is not going anywhere.
Yeah,
So he's well
it
short.
hit and it stuck.
Opportunity here for Honeycutt to maybe get in great position
Yeah,
to take this
if
hole.
I was him, I would lay up. And he does just that.
Yeah, it should be in gimme range for him. He'll have a left to right crosswind from where he'll be standing down there
Yes.
facing the basket, so shouldn't be much of a factor there that close in. Here's Ben Kelley. He's looking at a good 20 feet. It's up, and it almost made it, Drake. Just hit the
Yeah.
top of the cage there. Doesn't count unless it's in the chains, so. Honeycutt taps it in. He takes hole 11. He is now 1 up. So we'll be at hole 12 here in just a minute. All right, Honeycutt has the tee here on hole 12. It's 270 feet. Road just long of the basket is out of bounds. He is 1 up now. So
Discussing which disc will throw with his caddy.
now a slight tailwind here as he takes the tee.
Looks like he's throwing an ace disc.
And he goes with the forehand
Yep, that's
cleanly through the gap.
Clean play.
And he's in great shape there for a shot at a birdie. Here's
Yeah.
Ben Kelley.
Ben Kelley.
And he goes with the backhand.
Yeah,
Oh, he split the beach.
He's a little short, so he's
could have.
got a lot of work to do to
Yeah.
try to get it 2. It's probably looking like a 3 for him. So, but who knows? Like we said, these
Yeah.
Kelley brothers have those.
Crazy putts. The ones that they should make, they miss, and then the ones they shouldn't make, they make.
Well, this would definitely be one of those shots you would not expect someone to make. So
Yeah.
maybe it'll go in for him. We'll see.
Probably has a little bit of foliage in the way.
And you can see this new alternate pin position up here, Drake, to the right.
This is my first time seeing it, actually.
Yeah, what are your first impressions there?
I'm going to say it plays a little bit easier.
I would say too, yeah.
I was going to say, I mean, you're going to be throwing down the bigger gap. Throw a straight backhand or a straight sidearm.
And Ben Kelley looks like he's a good 40 feet out from the basket now. So we saw Dave Quant drain a putt from 55 feet out this morning on hole 12. Let's see if Ben Kelley can do the same from a slightly more challenging location.
Yeah, it looks like he's got a Hanser putt to the basket. He's straddling. Oh,
and he's in! He did it again, Drake. Ben Kelley with an amazing 2 here on 12. He's done it again. I can't believe it.
I guess there's some truth in what I said, John.
All right, here's Honeycutt for his 2 to push this hole. And it's in, so both competitors get a 2 on 12. It's a push. Honeycutt's 1 up, heading to 13. We're back hole 11, or hole 13, excuse me. Honeycutt has the tee, he's 1 up. Solid forehand drive there, Drake. He had some good distance. He's kind of nestled behind that tree up there, so we'll see what he's looking at here in a minute. For now, Ben Kelley with his tee shot, hole 13. And looks like it slipped out of his hand a little bit, but he'll be in good shape there. So both guys are comfortably in the fairway. And they'll be set up nicely for approach here to 13 in the alternate position. Let's go. All right.
Maybe.
And Drake, what do you think about those tee shots we just saw from those 2 guys?
Yeah, weak. No, sorry. I didn't see Ben. I was in the middle of dying. Sorry, I was choking. Cameron's didn't look too bad.
Yeah, I think both in good shape here. They stayed in the fairway, which is a huge thing. We saw that this morning. You get off the fairway, it gets pretty rough, especially on this left side. You might have a gap, you might not. But looks like Kelley is out, so here he is with his second shot, hole 13. Takes an unconventional route there through the trees, but he's right under the basket, Drake.
Yeah.
Great shot there by Ben Kelley.
Good throw from Ben.
All right, so Honeycutt is right up here behind the tree, but he'll have a great look at the basket. So I think he has plenty of distance to kind
Yeah,
of
he should
straddle
be able
out.
to get the power on it being a spin putter. Not really a straddle, but he's looking like a, I think he'll do a small jump putt here.
Looks like he's just waiting on some traffic here in the park to pass by and regain his focus. Here he is, Honeycutt. And he gets the spin on it, and it's up there, and he's in great shape to tap out with a 3 here.
Looks like it's going to be a push.
Yeah, so good push for both these guys. This is a tough 2 now with the basket a little further back.
Yeah, it definitely plays, even though it hasn't moved much, it plays a lot more difficult in my opinion.
Yeah, definitely. So both competitors with a 3 there. Hole 13 is the push. We'll be at hole 14 in just a minute. Back hole 14, Honeycutt's 1 up. He has the tee, 606 feet. Down the fairway and then up the hill to the right. And Honeycutt takes the lane there to the right with a forehand, hits a tree though, and kicks straight down into the ground. But still, he'll be in decent shape there for his second shot. Here's Ben Kelley, tee shot, hole 14. And he's going with the roller, Drake.
Grass is a little thick,
Yeah, I was just thinking that grass is a little high. Hits a stump, and he ends up pretty close to where Cameron Honeycutt is. Maybe a little farther down the fairway on the right side.
Yeah, I don't think Ben wanted to end up there. Cameron, obviously, that's what he was going for. He's got a pretty good sidearm, so I think he was more lining up his second shot.
Yeah, so I think that's maybe one of the first times I've seen both players take this right side lane in a match play competition here at Woodland Park. I feel like usually you see both down on the left side, or maybe one up here on the right, but interesting selection there. I think for Ben Kelley it was not intentional.
No. This grass is definitely ankle high that we're walking through right now.
Yeah, a little higher than normal. I think that's due to the COVID procedures in place right now. Not as much maintenance. But it's still playable. It definitely, I think, had an effect on that roller shot by Ben Kelley.
Yeah.
Okay, here is Cameron Honeycutt with his second shot, hole 14. He goes with a low forehand shot there.
Yeah, I think
Was flexing just a bit, hits, kicks back right.
I
So
think he wanted it to hook up.
he's gonna be a good 100 plus feet short of the basket.
Yeah, and not the easiest approach from there either.
No, not at all. You have the road out of bounds to the right from where he'll be, and then the slope getting steeper and steeper off to the left. So here's Ben Kelley with his second shot. He also selects a forehand there.
Yeah, he leaks up the hill.
And around the tree.
Yeah, he's
so-
past the tree, so he could give it a run if he wants to.
And he'll have the benefit of seeing where Cameron Honeycutt's third shot lands
That is
to affect his strategy too, Drake.
very true.
But that's also a big factor in these match play competitions, determining when it's a time to be highly aggressive or maybe just lay up. Because if Ben Kelley goes for this shot and for whatever reason breaks hard left, it could easily turn into a bogey. They are going to have some wind to contend with here on this next shot.
We're
Pretty
walking
stiff.
into a headwind right
Yeah,
now.
pretty stiff
steady,
headwind. Yeah. So it could play a decent factor. Here's Honeycutt with his third shot.
There we go. Didn't have the
Masterfully
worst
done.
angle, and that was well executed.
Yeah, that was an excellent shot by Cameron Honeycutt. So I'd say that we'll see what Ben Kelley decides to do here. This is going to be a critical moment for the match. Just lay up and hope to have an opportunity on one of these other holes, or
Now, he's got
potentially
he's
try
got
to
some
get this all
somewhat
square.
low-hanging foliage. Doesn't play well with his push putt.
It looked like he was discussing it with his caddy there for a little bit. And he went really high, but he'll be effectively in the same position he would have been in for a layup. So no harm there. It looked like he was trying to go for it, Drake.
Yeah, and like I said, that low-hanging foliage, I figured it would affect his push putt, and it definitely did.
So Ben Kelley in for the routine. Tap in for par, and here is Cameron Honeycutt with the same. Hole 14 is a push. Honeycutt's one up, heading to 15 in just a minute. Hole 15, Honeycutt has the tee. Tough break there off the drive, Drake.
Yeah.
Right into an early tree. So here's Ben Kelley. Goes with a solid backhand drive there.
Yeah,
It's
that
going to be
should-
short, but he's going to
Yeah,
be
about 15 feet.
in great position to potentially get a 2, and I'd say definitely a 3.
Oh. Yes.
Barring
More than definitely.
unforeseen
Yeah, cage,
circumstances.
roll away.
Right. All of
Yeah.
that is definitely a possibility on hole 15.
What did you think about Cameron's shot there? I don't really know what he was going for. And he definitely did not get a good plan. He kind of slung his body around. Wasn't very controlled.
Here's Honeycutt, second shot, hole 15.
Well executed. Get in the
Yeah,
basket.
Great
Yeah.
backhand approach. So gimme putt for his 3 there.
Puts a lot of pressure on Ben, you know.
Yeah, I think once again, I would expect Ben Kelley to get aggressive here, to go for this, get a 2. But like we said, you hit that cage, or you hit the band up top, dips, flips up, it could roll all the way back down the hill, and that would be a gimme for Honeycutt. But we'll see what happens here. I think we're going to see Kelley go for it. What about you, Drake?
I mean, I would hope so.
So here
Like
he
I said,
is.
he's about 15, but there's some elevation and he's standing up. So about a 10-foot putt, he sinks it.
He made it look easy. So Ben Kelley takes hole 15 with a 2. We're now all square. We'll see you at hole 16 in just a minute. We're back live. Ben
That is
Kelley
a
just teed
good-looking
off.
shot.
Yeah, great shot there, backhand. He skips it within 35 feet of the basket.
Yeah, it looks like it's stuck at the end. Didn't get too much skip, but that's exactly the line you want.
All right, so here's Cameron Honeycutt with his tee shot. We're now all square, like we said, at the end of the 15th. Ben Kelley with a great 2 there. And Honeycutt with a big backhand, but it really lifted on him there, Drake. Hit the tree, and he's in
Yeah, what I noticed,
tough shape there.
he did the same thing he did on 15. He didn't get a good plan, and he just kind of slung his body around, pulling his disc to the right. Hopefully he can fix that before hole 17.
And that's one thing we find out here in match play, especially as you're getting to the end. Almost like some vice grips slowly closing in on you. You do not have much room for error here in these final 3 holes.
Yeah, the nerves kind of pick back up towards the end.
And we saw earlier this morning Dave Quint and Jimmy Taylor go to sudden death basically on the 18th hole. And we'll see if Honeycutt here can try to make that trend continue with his second shot here on hole 16. He had a great forehand release,
Yeah,
and he lays it up
great
right
up shot.
near the basket. So great shot by Cameron Honeycutt.
One thing I noticed is Ben Kelley's caddy, I guess, got upset and left, and now substituting for his brother Grant Kelley is Blake David.
All right, so a caddy substitution now in the books. Thanks for the update, Drake. And we know those caddies, they do play a critical role here in the strenuous sport of disc golf. So, all right, here's Ben Kelley with his second shot, hole 16. And it's in.
Yeah,
Ben
perfect.
Kelley takes the second hole in a row. He's now 1 up heading to 17. We're back, hole 17, 270 feet uphill. Road to the right's OB. Ben Kelley has the tee. He goes with a clean backhand shot there. It's going to be a little short.
Yeah, puts a
But
lot of
he's safe.
pressure on Honeycutt, though.
Yeah. Ben Kelley definitely has the upper hand here. He doesn't have to do anything too risky.
Yeah.
I said that other comment. I was commentating earlier.
Yeah, you can see the players are arguing the 270 measurement.
And like we were saying, that road to the right is OB. We've seen Honeycutt have a little bit of a release problem the last 2 drives, so hopefully he can keep this in bounds. I would expect him to be able to do that. We'll see. Here's Honeycutt with his drive, hole 17.
A lot of traffic coming through. We'll see if he waits a second.
And he gets a good hyzer on it. That's going to be safely inbounds. So great tee shot there by Cameron Honeycutt. He's back in play.
Yeah, is it close enough to take the hole, though?
I really think it is, especially with him having that great spin putt. I would expect him to see him go for it here, Drake. I really would.
Oh, yeah, you definitely got to go for it, being 1 down on hole 17.
Yeah, because hole 18, I'm not sure if he's played that in the alternate position much, but it definitely plays a little bit differently than what you're used to on hole 18 from previous years.
If Ben goes into 18 1 up, I think he can play a little bit safer and probably take this match.
So let's see what Honeycutt decides to do up here. Is he going to spin it right in to take this hole, or lay up and try to get it done on 18? Or will we see Ben Kelley try to put this match to bed right here? There are a lot of options here, Drake. No idea what's going to happen. Let's just sit back, watch, and see.
There's a little bit of wind here.
And Kelley,
That was a good run.
he was going for it.
Yeah, I believe he was going for that one.
All right, here's Cameron Honeycutt. Opportunity to take hole 17.
Yeah, he's about 45 feet.
And just a calm spin putt, right dead center, just slightly low. So they're both going to tap out here for a 3,
I
Drake.
think that's, 3 cage hits on Cameron Honeycutt now?
Yeah, so both Cameron Honeycutt and Ben Kelley tap in for a 3 on 17. Ben Kelley's 1 up going to the final hole 18. Can Cameron Honeycutt come back and win this hole to force a sudden death playoff? We'll see in just a minute. We're back, hole 18. Ben Kelley has the tee. He's 1 up. And forehand shot off the tee. He's cleanly out in the fairway. Great shot there, Drake.
Yeah, that's going to make it a lot tougher for Cameron Honeycutt to come back and tie this match up.
All right, here's Honeycutt on the tee. Hole 18.
Play on sudden death, right?
Yeah, if you tie, yeah.
Good.
And he gets through the tree line and he's out. So great tee shots by both of them.
Yeah,
That
he got
could
a
have
little
been
foliage,
disastrous.
cut off his distance.
Yeah. But if you can get through that tree line, you're in business here. It's the first test.
The only problem from where Honeycutt landed is when you throw, you got to kind of throw uphill versus where Ben's at, you can throw downhill. So it's going to be harder for Cameron to get distance on his next shot.
Yeah, it is just another wrinkle to that mix of trying to keep your release angle just right. And I know Cameron Honeycutt has the skill to do it. Let's see if he executes here. He has to. He has no choice, Drake.
Yeah.
He's going to run up and get a look at this pin position. It is a little bit
Like I said, the
unfamiliar to
elevation
most people.
does not play in his favor right now.
All right, Cameron Honeycutt, second shot, hole 18. Big backhand release. He got some snap on that one, Drake.
Yeah, big backhand, hyzer.
Great shot.
He's still going to have an approach shot. I think he's got to hope for Ben to make a mistake here.
Yeah, and there's
Because
a
a push will not do it for Cameron.
very true. So here's Ben Kelley, second shot.
Looks like we have some people on the fairway down
And looks like that was a great shot there by Ben Kelley. It looks like, yeah, we definitely have some people there in the fairway and a couple of dogs.
there. Yeah. The dog had. Wait, did the dog pick up his disc?
I do not believe it did.
Okay. Sorry.
But I know I could hear pretty much everyone on the card here. Everyone was kind of yelling and wondering if that was going to be the case. So I'm glad it didn't. Okay. So let's see exactly where Cameron Honeycutt ended up. I think it looked like a great shot from where I was standing, Drake.
Yeah, it was good from where he was at.
And I know he has a great forehand shot. We've seen him, I'd say one of his strongest suits of his game today has been his approach shooting. And just, he's gotten it within 5-10 feet consistently when he's needed to. So I'd expect to see nothing less than that right here. It looks like he has found his disc. He's retrieving from his caddy, and here's Cameron Honeycutt with his third shot, hole 18. Great shape.
I think he's got to try to go for it here, John. He's got to try to throw it in. Got about a 20 mile per hour tailwind right now. That's got to be a good shot, but not going in.
Yeah, he parked it. He's in great shape. So Ben Kelley can really
Lay up.
kind of lay up, and barring a really wild sequence of events, seal up this match. And he does just that. Yeah, it's a tap in. So
Cameron Honeycutt might as well go ahead and concede this match right now.
no, he's gonna finish this match. A good sportsman, and it's been a really close match up to this point too, Drake. Really could have gone either way from what we've seen. So great job to both of these guys here today. So Cameron Honeycutt, he closes out with a 4 here, and Ben Kelley makes this putt. He moves on to the local quarterfinals.
The best thing about Ben winning is next week we get to see if he gets a haircut, because it looks like he hasn't been able to go to his barber with the COVID-19 crisis going on.
Well, congratulations there to Ben Kelley. He wins this match 1-up. We'll be right back in just a minute with some player interviews.
So we're here with the winner, Ben Kelley. What are your thoughts about the match today?
It was a good match. Both played well, missed some putts. I think we both missed a couple putts we wish shouldn't have, but yeah, it was fun.
Yeah, you had 2 really big putts there. Did that play a big factor in winning?
Yeah, it definitely was a big momentum swing at the risk of sounding like Ricky. Definitely helped with the morale.
Picked up your spirits, gave you a little bit more, calmed the nerves a little bit.
Definitely, yep.
Well, it was nice talking to you, Ben.
Yeah, thanks as always to the crew for coming out and filming.